Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the peer-to-peer network. Um, it doesn't mean that I'm going to start coding the network at this episode, but what it means is that it's the first time that I'm recording a video about coding the peer-to-peer network. The peer-to-peer network is in a state which I would consider a first iteration, meaning one round of coding. And it has some functionality, some events and queries. And it's at the point where network nodes connect between each other. And when an event is received at one node, it flows through the network and is spread to all the clients connected at each node. So that is working. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to improve a little bit something that somebody called my attention, that specifically the guys doing the desktop app, they saw that when they add a reaction or they post an event on the peer-to-peer network that somebody react to a post, then there is no way to know for a certain user if that user already reacted to a post or not, and which was the reaction, which is true because this first iteration didn't go that far. So the only thing that I have seen that is going on is that the reaction is just added to the total reactions of that type for a certain post. So let's get ready to fix this. I'm going to put a little bit of order here, removing all these tabs that I don't really actually need. Mm, so okay, so here we have this module that is event, okay, and we have this module that is post. We also have this module that is query, and I believe that the fix is going to live inside of these three stuff. So when an event is received, execution come here, reaction events, okay? So somehow we get to the target post and send an add reaction to the post. But as you can see, we are sending the event type which codifies somehow, which is the reaction that we are having, right? So obviously here what is missing is who is producing that reaction, so that we need to remember at the post, we need to remember which is the profile that is producing this reaction. And that is the first step in order to be able to then return with each post who was the one who made the reaction, or even better, if the user requesting the information have made any reaction at each of the posts, return it or not. That is what we're going to return, in fact. So let's fix this. At add reaction, and let me get out. So reaction, this module represents a post, okay? A post object on our social graph. So let me check with which other properties we have here. Remove reaction. So we have here replies map, and probably we will need also a reactions map or something like this, because, well, here we have it. But in this map of reactions, we only have, we are only counting how many reactions of each type we have. Okay. Um, so what you're going to need is a map. How do you say somebody? How do you call somebody that produce a reaction? Maybe reactions by profile. Um, I would like to have a simple name like replies, reactions. Let's check this. I'm interested to see if I can rename this reaction by reactions count without affecting a lot of stuff. This is going to take forever. Okay, I will start replacing this map that I already have. My God, can I blast that much this stuff? Whatever. Another way would be to create a new name for this. How am I going to do that? This would actually be reactions by profile. So this object reactions by profile is going to be a new map. Okay. I don't really like this to be here. It should be inside the initialize. Reaction by profile is one equal undefined. I'm going to fix this. The standard way of doing this is putting this here. Okay, so we have a new map. So each time that we have a new reaction, we will add one uh, increase counter is one of the things we are going to do. But also we are going to remember who reacted. Okay. For that, we are going to use this map and we're going to store here the profile, but we will see here what information we have. Reaction events. So if it is one of these reactions, so it is safe to say that each profile can only react in one way, right? Because you cannot like and dislike or like and love, also it's only one reaction per profile. So what I'm going to do is to store the reaction itself, and I need target either the target profile. Okay, so what is happening here? If target post is undefined, okay, so the target post depends on if we are talking about a bot profile or a user profile, okay? But also we need to send in the profile ID depending on if this bot or not. So we have something like this. And in the first case, we will send a target bot profile. And otherwise, we will send a target user profile. Oops. Okay. Exactly the same stuff will happen here, but it's going to be a remove reaction. Okay. So when I have the profile, target bot profile, target, what do I have? Okay, we're getting, this is a profile ID. To be honest, it should be called target profile ID and not target profile, because this would come to my mind as an object and not as an ID. Maybe I will fix it now. Something similar happened with this guy. It is an ID what we have. Oh no. No, 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 no. Hold on. Maybe it's a profile, because from bots we get a target bot profile. Let me follow this a little bit. Yeah, it's a profile object. Yes. Okay, so I got it. So what we have here in that reaction is that we receive a profile, either a bot profile or whatever profile, doesn't really matter. And the profile has user profile ID. And the other, guess what? It has a bot profile ID. So what I actually need here is the ID, is not the profile itself. So here a reaction events. Okay, maybe do it like this. Let profile ID, and we're going to set this profile ID equals target bot profile, and we're going to use the bot profile ID. But in this case, we are going to use a user profile ID. So I don't need to do this like this, but as before, only one execution and set the profile ID. So this is going to be the same here. And this is going to replace this and send the profile ID, which I will get here. And I'm going to use it as a key to store the reaction type. Okay? So besides counting how many of each reaction type, I will remember for each profile ID which is the reaction type that it has at this post. This would be reactions by profile. Okay. So this looks better. Here we're going to forget who reacted, and here we're going to decrease the counter. This is going to be a delete. We don't need this, just the profile ID. And pretty much that's it. Okay? So that's how we remember and how we forget who reacted to each post. We remember and we forget who reacted to each post. Okay. What's next? When for sure we have queries that we return a post. Okay. So this is complete, right? We remove a reaction, get the profile ID. That is either the bot profile ID or the user profile ID from the. Okay, this is good. Okay, from all the queries we might have, user profile, unfollow user profile stat. profile posts. So it seems there is a query for each type of stuff. Yeah. So what we will need is to check out okay, which one contain posts. User profile statistics, no. User profiles, no. Unfollow user profile, no. Profile posts. Okay, each user or bot profile can have posts. This query is designed for network client to fetch the post metadata they need from Docker. This query is to be executed to fill a profile page with all these posts. Okay, so validation, array validation, and execute the query. The query is going to, depending on the direction, so we get a post. The thing is, okay, here we have post, emitter. The post has an emitter and a target, but we need to know who is requesting this. Okay, we need to know who is the guy requesting this. Profile posts. Initialize query received. So it's sending the whole query received into the initialize. Profile validation. So there should be some utilities here. Queries validation. Let's check this out. Validate user profile. The emitter user profile ID shouldn't be. Okay, this is what we need. So what we're doing here is we're validating that if we receive this, then this profile should exist. Okay. And if we receive a bot profile ID, so for now we are going to assume that emitter user profile ID is actually what we need. So we're going to store here let profile ID. Okay, so it seems that where is this profile coming from? This object profile. This is a little bit mixed up, man. Profile, queries validation, profiles validation. Where is that? So who is setting this profile? Here we initialize this, so it runs the initialize function. I don't really know how this can have a value. I mean this. Who is setting this? It's not possible. Here we are setting the profile. I understand that. The problem is that this is running after this, before this. Is this used at all? This cannot be this way. It's impossible. Okay, I haven't changed this, right? I did change this, but event, I changed this. Okay, so user this object profile is either a user profile or a bot profile. So emitter user profile ID, this is our response. Each post okay, so here I send the reactions and I'm going to send reaction in singular and I'm going to do a post dot reactions. Where is the map that I create? Reaction by profile. Get this object file. Net profile. So this is going to be equal to this. So if the bot profile ID is not undefined, then that means it's a bot. And it's going to come this way. Otherwise, it's a human and it's going to come this way. So here I will send the reaction. Okay, so this is profile posts. And this is all the change that I made. Profile post. We add this logic. But which other query returns posts, post replies? Profile post. It's essentially the same stuff. We'll add this stuff. Which one else? Post replies, events. There is a situation in events when we have a post. Hold on, post replies. Does it have also this object profile? Yeah, it has. Events. Does it have also profile? It seems it does. So we're going to add this there too and pray this is going to work. Okay, so I don't really have the setup to test this, but I can try. What I'm going to do is first run this. First we'll add this. Okay. Um, then I will need to run the desktop app. Okay. I guess I'm going to stop um, here, here, and here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to debug this because I haven't developed the desktop app to the point to test everything, but I will see if it stops. Well, if otherwise, I will just send it to these guys that are actually working on this. So let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to debug it. I'm just going to send this simple implementation to these guys and help them check it out by themselves because they already have the application that can make these queries in the right way. So yeah, this is the end then. So essentially what we did is that we implemented um, implemented here at events. What we implemented was not even, sorry, at event, at the add reaction, we are sending the profile ID of whoever is making the reaction. The same with remove reaction. Okay, so this is to the post. So at the post, I modify these two functions, add reaction and remove reaction, so that we store in a map of reactions by profile the profile ID and the reaction that made. Okay, and when we remove the reaction, I delete that from that map. Okay, so now we have in memory which profile ID reacted in which way. Okay, here. So when somebody executes a query, it comes through here. This diverges to three different places, that is profile posts, post replies, or events. So what I did here is that I set this profile ID based on this profile object that I understand is stored here, and I add to the response of the post one more field, that is the reaction. Okay, that is going to have the reaction we store at the map reaction by profile, if exists. If it doesn't exist, this will return undefined, meaning that this user have not reacted yet at this post. And if it has react in any way, then it will tell you the type of reaction, which you're going to get here, the type of reaction. Okay, and then you will be able to paint at the user interface the right reaction turn on. Okay, so this is how we solve the problem. So this is all for now. I'm going to send this to these guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next time that I do a video about the peer-to-peer network. Bye.